All right, summary of round 2, which would be turn 5. We've now moving on to turn 6, which will be round 3 of the 1942 setup that begins in turn 4. You can see there is the income. On the, I don't have the Russian national objectives, but they did not change. The Russians still got their Lend-Lease. They had the 4 of 5 territories in Russia. They had the 3 of the resources. Trying to think what that was. Resources, and then they also had 3 for a axis or pro-axis territory control of it. Japan, they've exploded on their national objectives this time for a total of 19. Now, in the end, they did lose the Burma Road, so they won't have that next turn, as they don't have any forces that can take that back. So for one round they got it. Moving on to America, they got their standard 20, no changes there. Germany, the same 15 that they got in the first round, they got in the second round. United Kingdom, same. They got the 5 for controlling a swath of North Africa and Transjordan, and then 2 for each of Iraq and Iran. Italy still 10 from the first turn as well, and then Canada 3 as well for having units in a French or Axis or pro-Axis territory. On to significant battles. Italy managed to wrestle Algeria back from the Americans. Casualties were pretty high on both sides. I guess really not for Italy. They lost their infantry. Not much action in the north. In Russia, the Russians took back 3 territories from the Germans, and on the German turn they took back 2 and failed on the northern there in the Baltic states. They did wipe out the Russians, but they lost all their units in doing so, so the territory remained Russia. Britain took Burma back in force. There are no Japanese forces within range of getting that back this turn, so they will hang on to it for one round. Japan on their turn did take Java, and Anzac's big contribution for this turn was to destroy the transport that took Java. And the last major action was in the Hawaiian Islands again. Japan came in and destroyed the American fleet, and then the Americans counterattacked, destroying the Japanese fleet. It's a seesaw battle there. Who will come out on the edge on that one? We'll go over to the table. We have the victory tokens. They did get up to 11 on the last turn, but didn't hold it the whole turn, as Burma is part of Southeast Asia, so they lost that, so they are back to 10 victory points. Here is your casualties for this round. Germany, we'll slide those off into the pile. Russia, slide those off. They're starting to mount. Britain, fairly good this turn. Anzac, Canada, not a lot of losses. Italy, they lost more, but they had more action this turn. Oh, I think there's a British guy in there. He belongs over there, out of the way. And then there's the result of the 2 naval battles in Algeria. Making quite a pile. We'll swing around and look at the board. We did have one mistake on this round. A Japanese bomber picked up 2 guys and went into New Guinea, when in fact you can only pick up 1, because there was only 1 guy in New Guinea coming in, and you have to match that on a paradrop. So the infantry was placed back. He elected to take the casualty on this bomber instead of the infantry, so he could take New Guinea. So the bomber is gone. Japan has both sides of New Guinea. and then the infantry that was moved there by mistake is replaced to its starting position. And as we go over to the Europe side of the map, Germany has pulled back even further, and they bought a lot of transports. So are they going to London, coming over to Leningrad, down to Gibraltar? Who knows? Only time will tell.